Hello and welcome to today's crypto video where I will take a look at the price of ChainX to see how has it been doing, because it is quite concerning. It did go below the first all-time high that we've had with ChainX since its launch back in August 2020, which was actually around the 980 range. And we're actually at that range right now, which is a bit concerning. We've actually dipped quite a bit below it. So now the concern is, how low could we possibly get? So we'll take a look at the chart there in a moment. I'll also be talking about Phala Network as well, because we've got some updates with them, which I'm pretty sure you're going to be bullish on, especially because they're just around the corner in March. Then we'll take a quick look at the social media volume for a lot of these projects that are building within the Polkadot ecosystem, but that are closely connected to Polkadot, and they're actually playing an important role and don't just use the Polkadot name for hype. And then finally, I'm going to take a look at one request which a person that left a comment on one of my videos asked me to do, which is basically to look at the Polkadot.js wallet and then to take a look at all the different projects that are there and to explain how you can actually purchase the tokens if you're interested. Again, not financial advice. As always, do your own research, but it's just if you want to get started to understand how this actually works, then I'm going to explain it to you. And then I'll also recommend you to go to the beginner video that I've done, because the person who's probably asked this question is more than likely a beginner. You'll also need to check out that beginner video on how to use CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, because this is like the bread and butter of crypto, right? It's probably best explained this way, right? You need to use this because if you use these tools, then you'll understand which tokens to look out for, what type of ecosystem they're part of, which type of blockchains they're using, on which exchanges can you get them, what kind of wallets you'll need. So it's just so much information, like what kind of updates can you get, like where to check their social media and stuff. So CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko are crucial for this sort of information. Also circulating supply, total supply, and so on. But before we take a look at the chart, I just want to give a shout out to this lady here, Beet The Rush. She's actually from Portugal. She's a vegan and she does absolutely awesome videos. I've been following her for a while, and of course everybody likes to eat. Everybody likes to eat, but look at these. I mean, she's basically teaching you, maybe you're not a vegan, right? I'm not saying you are, but if you are interested to pretty much learn how to bake all these different cookies here, like look at this, like chocolate chunk pecan crumble cookies, white chocolate blueberry crumbles. So all these different vegetarian food here, even like cornbread waffles, like, so do check her out. Like she puts out quality videos, and it's just a shame that she's only got 366 subscribers. So I would very much appreciate it if you could show your support to her. Because again, everybody likes to eat, right? She has nothing to do with crypto, but it's just the fact that I feel like her channel is like under the radar, and she's putting out content, she's grinding it, like look at this, and the editing is awesome as well. Her videos are very short, so you're not going to spend a long time to watch a video, but yeah, absolutely awesome content. She's a really nice person. I mean, even the way she's explaining things, the videos that she does, the explainer videos, the way she edits them and so on, so very easy to explain. And maybe you're interested to cook something at the weekend and you're not sure what to try differently. Well, here's your option. But without further ado, let's go to the chart here for ChainX. So ChainX has been not doing really well, right? It's still on a continuous downtrend here, as we can see. And if we look at the 1 hour chart, we can see that this is actually pretty harsh here. And what's interesting is that, again, we're at that level where we've actually, let's go to the 1 day chart, we're actually touching the area of the first all-time high, as you can see here, based on this line. So we have actually peekabooed below it. And like I said before in a previous video, $8 seems to be kind of a psychological area as well, which was hard to break before. So I'm wondering if we're going to end up going that low. I really hope not, but anything is possible based on the fact that the liquidity is super thin. Like a lot of people are actually staking ChainX or PCX simply because they're waiting for that airdrop to take place when Sherpa X, the experimental network of ChainX, is going to take part in the parachain auction for Kusama and is going to bond to Kusama as a parachain. When that happens, and when the first Genesis block, or the first block of Sherpa X, is going to get validated and created, then everyone that holds PCX is going to get airdropped KSX on a 1-to-1 ratio. But again, that 1-to-1 ratio does actually depend as well at the time of the halving, if it's before the halving or if it's after the halving. So it's all dependent on that as well. It all depends on when they're going to successfully bond to Kusama. There are speculations that the Kusama parachains are not going to happen until March. And that's going to be related to one clip that I'm going to be talking, well, not one clip, but one article that I'm going to be talking about a bit later on, just after looking at this chart. But overall, I mean, we really need something here. We really need some sort of news in order to break past this. The only thing that could save us right now from not going down further is some kind of sideways movement, maybe some sort of consolidation around this area. But it's just that this chart is not looking great right now. I'm not personally selling, I'm staking. I know there are people that have been FUDing, that have been selling because they're worried about the 14-day lockup. But I mean, I can see why the team is doing that 14-day lockup after all, considering that this is just on a constant downtrend now. And it's not too bad, right? It's not like a sudden drop here. It's not like, I mean, people are still hoping, I mean, people are waiting for the airdrop, right? But then, of course, there are the stakers, there are the validators, so you're always going to see some selling pressure. My other concern that I wanted to talk to you about here is that we've seen this back in August. Let me go to August 2020. What's happening here? There we go. So if we look at August here, I mean, look at this. This is pretty much forming a head and shoulder here. I would say this is the left shoulder, this is the head, and maybe this is the right shoulder. They don't have to be perfect, but kind of similar, and it just shows you here the dip was massive. So my concern was that the same thing is going to happen here. But if we look, I mean, look at this chart. This is like clearly showing you the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. Whereas here, let's go back here. Here is not the same, right? Here is not the same. You can see there was a lot of push up here as ChainX went into the spotlight. But now it is dipping, so it is possible that we could see this bounce here, and then we could possibly continue higher and then eventually break the all-time high once again and go even further, probably to the $20 range. But for this kind of catalyst, I really think we need a bit of a push up. I mean, could this potentially be the left shoulder? Maybe this is the head, and then we're going to be forming the right shoulder? Possibly, but I don't think so. I think this is a different kind of move. So yeah, I mean, it's not looking pretty, but we have had a lot of drop here, a lot of sell-off. So who knows, maybe if the 14-day lockup proposal goes through, we may potentially see the price correct itself and possibly push back up again. But we definitely need to go above 12 bucks in order to do well with PCX and to go into bull mode again. Again, we need the OKX exchange listing. There's no doubt about that. We need Hotbit, or not Hotbit, sorry, we need Huobi. If we go on Huobi, then we're sorted, because we're definitely going to see 15 bucks again pretty much straight away, right? The hype is going to be massive because Huobi is a pretty big exchange. And then, of course, we've got Binance, who are supporting the DOT ecosystem, right? So if Binance are supporting the DOT ecosystem, what's there to stop them from listing ChainX or PCX, right? So yeah, that's enough about the chart for PCX. Let me know what you think, by the way, in the live chat, or let me know in the comments below if you're watching this later, if you're not watching this at the premiere, because this is a premiere video. Please don't forget to hit the likes. I forgot to tell you that. If you didn't already hit the like, please hit the like. I would very much appreciate it. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Now, Phala Network, the data privacy of Polkadot, has been doing extremely well, as we can see here. 52 cents, almost 53 cents, absolutely amazing. It actually went to, I think, 60 cents yesterday because this drop was quite big here. No, not almost 60 cents, but absolutely humongous. And I actually want to talk about this article here. And again, with Phala Network, remember, it was 10 cents for a long time. 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, consolidating all the time. But it just didn't manage to break through. And then when it finally did, it went to 30, and now we're seeing the next leg up. So could Phala Network possibly go to 1? Yeah, it's very likely. It's very likely. These guys actually have better marketing than ChainX, unfortunately for ChainX. So all we can do with ChainX is just hope that the marketing is going to improve, but everybody has to play a part. Like, I'm playing a part in their marketing. Other people are playing a part. So yeah, I mean, we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. What's interesting is that I actually received a comment in relation to ChainX. Just to go back to this, I received a comment on one of my videos. Actually, it was yesterday's video from a doctor. And a doctor from the United States, and the doctor is apparently a VIP member of the Kraken exchange, and apparently he has the power, or maybe he has some sort of connections there at Kraken, and could potentially list PCX. So he asked me if he could get in touch with the dev team so that he could potentially try and list PCX on Kraken exchange. Now, if that was to happen, I am trying to get in touch with him, by the way, but if that was to happen, that would be absolutely humongous for ChainX, right? Because the liquidity on Kraken is gonna push it up. I mean, Kraken exchange is quite popular in the US. They have a really good reputation, being secure, having they don't have too many tokens listed on there and coins, but it's just their reputation in general that it's not easy to get listed there. So if he could actually help in that sense, that would be very much appreciated for the community, by the community, of course. And I'm pretty sure he's also a bug holder, otherwise he wouldn't suggest that, unless he just wants to provide us with a goodwill gesture, which I just don't know if that is the case. Maybe it is, maybe I'm wrong, right? There are really nice people out there in the world. So why else would almost 400,000 subscriber channel all of a sudden leave me a comment and ask me about that, unless they wanted to help? So if that is true, I very much appreciate it. Now, the next thing I want to talk about here is in relation to Phala Network, just to continue on here. It's with regards to the Rokoku testnet, which means that it's the testnet which is where all the testing takes place before the parachains launch. So the latest Phala parachain connected to Rokoku V1, we already know about that. Over 68.8 million T Phala were staked. TPHA is basically test Phala. It's the test token, which is going to be on the Polkadot ecosystem on Substrate and as a parachain, of course, once they successfully bond. Also, Phala Polka Pets NFT was sold out on launch. So again, Polka Pets is an interesting project. I think they're going to do well within the Polkadot ecosystem, because what they're basically doing, they're creating these non-fungible tokens, just like we've seen with Phantasma Chain, with Ghost Market. I've done a tutorial on that, but it's only for the Polkadot ecosystem. They're creating these really nice design pets for each project within the Polkadot ecosystem. And what you normally do is, when you hold one of those NFTs, you're actually got it's infused with a specific value of that token. So for example, let's say you hold the Phala Network Polka Pet, then it may be infused with, say, 100 Phala tokens or 1000 Phala tokens, right? So all these different Polka Pets are actually infused with a certain amount of the token specific to what the NFT is in relation to. If it's in relation to ChainX, and we don't have one for ChainX, by the way, they're looking at getting that done, but if that does happen, that's going to be good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and that's likely going to have some PCX infused into it, so that if you do decide to destroy the NFT, some people can do that, right? And maybe they want to do that. If you decide to destroy the NFT from circulation completely, because there are only so many that can be minted, then you will get that PCX, or you could possibly get PCX even if you just hold the NFT, because they're doing that for one other project. I think it was Phala Network, where if you hold their NFT, you get a specific amount of tokens sent to your wallet, but I'm not sure how they're actually bonding it. If you need to bond that NFT to the wallet and then they map that and then they automatically assign that to you, I don't know how that works exactly. I still need to learn more about Polka Pets, but that's something I've got my eyes on. Great idea nevertheless. But the big thing that I want to talk about here is in relation to the demo day here. So Phala Network have retweeted from Interlay that they're gonna have a demo. So one of the co-founders, Rob Habermeyer, if you don't already know him, he will give a parachains overview followed by talk and tech demos from Akala Network, Centrifuge, Interlay, Moonbeam Network, Phala Network, Plasm, Snowfork, right? So he's gonna do that. So that's pretty cool here. And this is on the 4th of March. So the question then begs, are they gonna launch the parachains on Kusama in March then? Because it just doesn't seem like it's going to happen now this month, considering that this guy is going to give the parachains overview. It's like they're ready, but they don't want to go live yet. Now, one of my concerns here is that we're not seeing ChainX in this, right, in the picture. We are seeing Interlay, because Interlay is a bridge. So just like ChainX, they are pretty much a competitor. However, ChainX is also a layer 2 solution to Polkadot, aside from just being a bridge. Whereas in this case, we've got Polka BTC, which is going to be the pegged token with Bitcoin on Interlay. And you're going to need to use, I believe you're going to need to block or to use I think you're going to need to use DOT as collateral in order to be able to do the minting. So you're going to need to use some kind of collateral to do the minting, I believe, between Bitcoin and Polka BTC. And again, Polka BTC is not integrated in Phala Network. At least I didn't see it in the app. But XBTC from ChainX is integrated into Phala. So the question then comes, will Phala also integrate Polka BTC, and will we see all three of them? XBTC, REN BTC, and Polka BTC. So if you do know, let me know in the live chat. I'm curious to get your thoughts on this. If you do know and you're watching this later, you're not watching this live, leave a comment below. But the next thing I want to talk about here is in relation to the Polkadot ecosystem social media stats. So here we can get a better idea of all these different projects that are working closely to Polkadot, supporting Polkadot in events, and these are the ones that people have been asking me about in the comments. It's like, which projects are working closely with the Polkadot team? Let me know, Claudio, let me know. And here we go, there they are, right? We've got Polkadot on the top here, we've got ChainX coming second here. Although Phala Network is bigger in terms of following, right? Because although I think they're going by Twitter following first here. That's how they're grouping it, because we can see Polkadot is first with 176,400 followers. They're not on Telegram. Well, they are on Telegram, but their group has been disabled and set to a news channel only because there was just too much spam there and people are trying to scam and stuff. Then there's ChainX, which is the second, my baby, my favorite. Which has 45,700 followers. On Telegram, 16,000 followers. On Medium, 1.6k, so 63k in total. Next one comes on third position is Phala, and Phala is the largest DeFi network on Polkadot, as you well know, founded by Polkadot themselves. They're also part of the council for Polkadot, so they hold a lot of DOT. I've actually, when I've covered that video, when I done the video on the Polkadot web wallet, I actually went to the counselors area on the tab within the wallet, and I showed you Phala Network. There is a counselor, and they've got like over 1 million DOT or something. Like, they've got an insane amount of DOT. Imagine, these guys have been in from the beginning, right? I mean, they're part of the council. They're playing a huge part, so they're gonna have a lot of funding there. So I've no doubt about them bonding as a parachain. I'm even thinking Phala might be the first to bond as a parachain on Polkadot. ChainX might come second or third, maybe even fourth, because there's also a lot of hype with Plasm. They don't have a strong community yet, but they are growing rapidly, and they still have to decide their tokenomics. Also, we've got Darwinia here, which is the NFT bridge that's going to bring NFTs from Ethereum and from other blockchains over to Polkadot, but I believe they're only focusing on Ethereum at the beginning. We've got Moonbeam, which is another one I'm pretty personally bullish on, which is rapidly growing as well. They're going to launch Moon River on Kusama as a parachain first. Again, pretty big community, as you can see here. What they're trying to do, just to summarize it, is they're trying to make smart contracts on Ethereum portable over to Polkadot using their platform. Now, another thing that made me bullish with Moonbeam is the fact that they've got funding to help startups build on Moonbeam. So imagine, they're acting like a miniature version of the Web3 Foundation, who are funding various projects who submit their GitHub code, their GitHub repository over to them to review them. So I think Moonbeam is gonna be one of the leaders as well when it comes to these parachains. So all of these projects I'm super bullish on. I think they're all gonna do well, right? They're all playing a special part. The only one I'm not too confident about, but maybe it's gonna do well, because it is about you are actually generating a liquidity for your staked tokens, and that is Staffy. I'm actually curious to see if they're planning to implement assets within the Polkadot ecosystem as well, within their platforms. Like, for example, let's say I'm staking PCX, ChainX, and I'm using Staffy. How can I generate that income, that extra income, maybe with or PCX? Maybe they're going to create an equivalent token, right? And how can I generate that extra income? So I'm going to need to do more review on that and how that's going to work. I have done a review on Staffy, but they didn't really explain it that well at the time when I did the review. So I need to look into it. I've done a tutorial on their DApp as well. They do have a DApp, but they don't have too many things integrated there at the moment. So I'm pretty sure they're going to mature as well. And then we're going to see more. And once we do that, then we'll know how much you're going to get paid for staking, because at the end of the day, it's all about earning that extra income while you're staking aside from the dividends, right? We're all getting the dividends, but maybe there's a way to earn that extra income, and I think Staffy are trying to solve that. Robonomics is a futuristic project. I have not covered it yet on this channel. It's something that I've looked at, so I probably do a review on this just to cover it, because I have covered everything else on here. I've spoken about everything else on here except for Robonomics. It's in relation to robotics and artificial intelligence, and I just think it's something that's far off in the future. We've got Crust here, which is the storage solution, and then we've got Edgeware as well. So yeah, I mean, a lot of these are going to try and help with smart contracts from Ethereum, because the idea is here to get people to migrate over, and then we're going to have the data privacy, which is Phala, and then of course the giant DeFi platforms, which are Zakala, where you can also take a loan in crypto. And finally here, let's talk about Polkadot.js, which is the web wallet for Polkadot. I have done a tutorial on this. Once again, I'm reminding you, but I do want to let you know, because many people overlook this, and this is the treasury tab within the Polkadot.js wallet. And again, the treasury exists for every single network from the live network section. So if you go here to the live networks, everything has a treasury, right? Everything has a treasury from this list. Okay, and why am I talking about the treasury? Well, they basically got funding. So if the community contributes in any way, such as, look, Telegram stickers, you get tipped. Now these tips don't mean that you're actually going to get paid exactly this, what you see here, because if we click on the drop down for the Telegram stickers that this person has added here for Kusama, you can see that this validator has tipped him for Kusama, this one for Kusama. So it doesn't mean that all this gets summed up. No, it's the median. So the median, as you can see here, this guy is 4, this guy is 4, this guy, everyone's 4. So the median of all these 4s is 4. So this person, when 10 different tippers, 10 different validators have voted, it will trigger the timer. So we can see here the Kusama for beginners one is on 9 tippers. So when he gets one more, then it's going to trigger the timer. Now, one thing to keep in mind here is that if a validator wants to be rude to you, they can do so. It happened to me when I've submitted a contribution where I was just tipped 0 from one person, and because of that, it brought down the median to half. So if somebody tips 0, then he's going to get 3 Kusama. But I was lucky enough because the next validator that has tipped me has actually doubled it. So everyone was like tipping me 1, 1, 1, 1, but the other one has tipped me 2 because one person tipped me 0, which brought down my median. So the person that tipped me 2 brought the median back up, as if the person who tipped me 0 would have tipped me 1. So that's actually really awesome. And it's nice to see that the validators do actually care about the community and they are trying to help. And again, it's not just any validator, they need to be part of the treasury. And in order to be part of the treasury, you need to contribute to the specific ecosystem that you're part of the treasury of. So in this case, it's the treasury for Kusama. Again, the treasury for Polkadot is much larger. So again, anything you can contribute with, be it stickers, maybe you like graphic design, be it an article, maybe in a different language, because they are looking for people to spread the word in various languages, because not everyone speaks English, right? So anything you can contribute to, do submit it here. You need to send a transaction. It'll cost you like 0.3 KSM. It doesn't mean that you're going to spend the 0.3 KSM, but you actually lock it up in here during the whole time that this voting is taking place. And then when all 10 tippers have tipped you, you're not only going to get back your 0.3 KSM, but you also get the tip. So I mean, the tips are pretty hefty here, as you can see, like 4 KSM, 6 KSM, 10 KSM is a lot of money. Like this guy's getting $2,400, right? $2,400 for doing this for parastats.io. So yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And the majority of YouTubers like myself are getting 1 KSM, 1.5 KSM in some cases if it's a tutorial. But yeah, for stickers, it's actually really interesting, right? Because that does take a lot of time, to be honest. It takes a lot of time to do the design and to make them cool. So yeah, just to reiterate here, because somebody was saying, how can I get into all these different projects? Well, you basically just have to look at all of these. Some of these, like most of these, are not even tradable yet. Some of them are tradable, but they are on Ethereum. Like for example, Phala Network is tradable as an ERC20 token. So you basically just go here to CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. Again, I'm just reminding you that you should watch my video where I explain you how to use it. It's for beginners. You search here in the search bar, you search for the name, and then you go to market. And once you go to market, it tells you all the different exchanges that it's on. So that's what I talk about in the video. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Of course, you need to register to that exchange, but then once you purchase from that exchange, you need to send them out your wallet. So in order to know which wallet to use, well, of course, it's not going to be Polkadot.js for Phala Network because it's not a parachain yet. There's not a live network there yet. But for stuff like ChainX, you can send it to Polkadot.js because it is integrated there, but it also has its own wallet where you can stake. For Darwinia, again, Darwinia is the same. It's also on ERC20. So it all depends on which project, because not all of them are transferable within Polkadot.js yet. So it's still in the works. It's still in the early days. So I think it is a bit confusing, especially for a beginner. It's easy to lose your funds if you're not careful, right? Thinking that you can transfer to Polkadot.js, but the project's on Ethereum. So yeah, be careful with that, not to get... if you're unsure, just ask in the Telegram group or simply drop me a comment. But that's it from today's video. I think it's been long enough. Again, if you found this informative, please don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.